Working from home, dream or disaster? Sure, no commute and pajamas all day sound amazing, but science shows it can boost productivity and crush your mental health at the same time. So, is remote work the future or just a trap in disguise? Let's find out. Part 1. The dream versus reality. When the pandemic hit, millions of people worldwide suddenly traded office cubicles for kitchen tables. According to a Stanford study, 42% of the US workforce worked from home full-time in 2020. At first, pure bliss, no commute, flexible hours, and yes, pajamas all day. But reality hits quickly. Blurred work-life boundaries, loneliness, and the constant hum of Slack notifications. I remember back in 2021, I started working at a new company as a call center agent. Then, with the pandemic, almost all agents were sent to work from home. I had just started my new position as team leader and had to support my new team via email or Microsoft Teams. It wasn't face-to-face, even though we worked with webcams. Everything felt impersonal and not on an equal footing. And I didn't know what the other person was doing on the side. People's performance definitely suffered greatly. The few who were in the office had to sit miles apart to avoid the risk of infection. Not a pleasant way to work. What's your biggest work from home struggle? Comment below. Distractions, loneliness, or working way too much? Part 2. The science of productivity. Here's the twist. Science shows working from home can actually boost productivity. A study from Stanford tracked call center employees working remotely. Result? A 13% performance increase, mainly because of fewer breaks and sick days. But there's a catch. Productivity skyrockets only if you have structure. Without it, distractions multiply. Netflix, laundry, TikTok scrolls. Suddenly, that report due at 2 p.m. becomes a midnight panic session. I myself had to work from home on weekends as a team leader. It was incredibly difficult for me to stay concentrated and focused when my child was playing in the apartment or other household tasks were waiting to be done. But they have to be ignored because I have to do my job right now. Singles from my company told me that when working from home, they missed all contact with other employees and felt lonely and isolated. It got to the point where some people became really ill and depressed, which could only be alleviated with medical help. Be honest. Have you ever pretended your Wi-Fi dropped just to avoid a Zoom meeting? Part 3. Mental health and isolation. Working from home isn't just about productivity. It's about people. Humans are social creatures. A 2021 Microsoft study found that remote work shrinks our networks by 25%. That means fewer casual chats, fewer new ideas, and yes, fewer chances to gossip about Karen from accounting. Isolation can also trigger stress and burnout. Researchers found that remote workers are more likely to report feeling lonely and anxious. But here's the good news. Small rituals like virtual coffee chats or simply taking a walk outside can massively reduce that mental load. For this reason, as a team leader, I introduced monthly team meetings and daily good morning calls where agents could briefly exchange ideas with each other. 10 to 15 minutes in the morning with all agents was enough to make them feel good about their work and not feel left alone. One-on-one conversations were longer so that personal exchanges were possible without time pressure. We usually spent our virtual coffee breaks this way, and employees were able to talk about their positive and negative experiences. And at the end, I sent the employee away from the conversation feeling good. Who's your unexpected coworker at home? Your cat? Your toddler? Drop a funny story in the comments. Part 4. Work-life balance. Myth. The myth of balance. People assume working from home equals perfect harmony. But studies show remote employees often work longer hours than office workers. Why? Because your laptop is always right there. The end of the workday gets blurry. One survey by Owl Labs found that 27% of remote workers struggle to unplug after hours. That's why experts recommend hard boundaries. Point 1. Have a dedicated workspace, even if it's just a desk corner. Point 2. Set office hours and actually shut down your laptop. And point 3. Please, don't take Zoom calls from bed. Your posture and your boss will thank you. During my time as a team leader, I repeatedly encountered people who couldn't find an end to their work at home. Some of them work without breaks, many hours a day. I had to repeatedly remind employees to turn off their computers and call it a day, always with the aim of not compromising their health. Most of them responded with, "What else am I supposed to do?" Meeting up with friends wasn't possible. When the pandemic was almost over, new concepts for employees emerged. As commuting had also become more expensive due to the pandemic, solutions were needed to retain employees. Part 5. The hybrid future. So what's the future? Most researchers predict a hybrid model, part home, part office. It's the sweet spot. Freedom at home, collaboration at the office. In fact, Gartner reports that 82% of companies now allow some form of remote work. The new challenge isn't whether we work from home, it's how to do it sustainably. In our company, we have introduced the 2 to 3 concept for all employees who want to use it. 3 days in the home office and 2 in the office. This led to discontent at first, as people now had travel expenses again. But when they noticed that social contacts were returning, the concept was well received. I myself was fortunate to be back in the office permanently, except in exceptional cases when I had to work from home. The isolation was over, and the agents were noticeably better off because they had direct contact with other people again every day. A pandemic with these effects should never happen again, because some people would not be able to cope mentally. Working from home is more than pajamas and Zoom fatigue. It's about reshaping how we work, connect, and live. For some, it's a dream come true. For others, it's a lonely struggle. But if we can find balance, structure, connection, and boundaries, we might just get the best of both worlds. So tell me, are you team pajamas or team office? Let's hear it in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more psychology and work-life deep dives, and share this video with your favorite remote coworker. Until next time, stay productive, but don't forget to log off.